Welcome to Sylvan Lake, and I'm gonna go paddleboard. Or I did go paddleboard. This is actually a second day and we're returning back. Welcome to the Black Hills of South Dakota, where we will be exploring Custer State Park. Here, you will find 71,000 acres of abundant adventures, and in this video, we will be focusing on a lake you wouldn't believe is in South Dakota, Sylvan Lake. Even Hollywood thought these granite spires jetting out of the water are beautiful and decided to film National Treasure 2 here at this lake. First thing you should know is that even though you've technically entered Custer State Park a little while ago, there's parts you don't have to pay to drive through. But when you arrive here is when you will get your 7-day license to the entire Custer State Park. It is only $20 and it is well worth it because this entire area is stunning. As we drove in from the south, we passed Wind Cave National Park, which was sadly closed. But it's flatlands, and then soon you start seeing those famous Black Hills. Here's a map to get you oriented where this lake is located. We drove in from the actual city of Custer, which is another nice stop. But once you leave Sylvan Lake and head towards Rapid City, you're going to get to take one of these famous Iron Mountain Highway tunnels. And yes, they are as amazing as they sound. So congratulations, you've arrived at the mountain lake. Now, what can you do here? So there's the lake, and here is wow, it's empty. When we were here, all of these were full.
Every parking spot.
You'll probably start here at the Sylvan Lake Resort General Store, where you can get food, groceries, and gifts. This was newly built in 2023, but let's turn ourselves back around and do what I think is the perfect second thing to do after checking out the store, is to simply take the short walk/hike of the Sylvan Lake Shore Trail, a roughly 1-mile loop. It's not a difficult hike, but does get a bit rocky at the far side. But if you need something more accessible, then just do a horseshoe shape, and you'll be fine. I recommend going clockwise because you'll see the dam and a cool cut in the rocks with giant boulders over the top as you walk through. Also, there's a cool tree you can pose in. This is where you need to make your decision of where to go next. If you don't want to make the full loop and climb the rocks, turn around. If you're up for a longer hike, which is thing to do number 2, this is the beginning of the Sunday Gulch Trail. It's a 4-mile loop that feels like 2 miles straight down, followed by 2 miles straight up. It's got pretty views though. However, if you want to continue the Lakeshore Trail, stay alongside the rocks, and soon you'll find a little waterfall here too. As you start back up the loop, you'll see boulders perfect to climb up and get even cooler views. Or, if you're an adrenaline junkie, there's some perfect rock jumping locations on this side too, which we can call thing to do number 3. Number 4 is simply to swim. Now this is up there in elevation, so the water is not warm, so it's most comfortable in the summertime. Note, there are no lifeguards. Number 5 is fishing. You can fish for trout along the banks or in a canoe. And of course, make sure to grab your fishing license first. Number 6 was my favorite, which is to grab a paddleboard, kayak, or canoe. It's very reasonably priced, and if you go at a busy time like we did, they don't count every single second you're on the water. If you're 5 minutes early or 5 minutes late, it's not going to be a huge problem, which was nice to know. Some quick bonus things to do are camping, picnicking, and birdwatching. But don't be sad when you leave this beautiful lake because the adventure is just beginning. There's so much to do at Custer State Park and the Black Hills of South Dakota. Join me in the next video for a tour of the Iron Mountain Highway, the cathedral spires, amazing tunnels, Mount Rushmore, and one of the most beautiful and fun drives in America. Safe travels, and see you next time.